Hey everyone, this is Zach with 8020 Automotive, here today with a video on the most common Chrysler 3.6 Pentastar engine problems. The Chrysler 3.6-liter V6 Pentastar engine has been one of the most common engines from Chrysler over the last couple decades and has powered a significant number of Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler models since the engine's introduction in 2011, and is still found in models to this present day, though it is soon being phased out by the smaller inline-4 engine for upcoming 2026 models. But ultimately, it's an incredibly popular engine, and one that when you look at the Pentastar engine family, over 10 million of these engines have been produced. Now, when it comes to the 3.6-liter engine itself, it delivers up to 305 horsepower and 269 torque. For being a naturally aspirated engine, it delivers respectable power and ultimately gives this engine a good overall balance of performance, reliability, and efficiency. However, no engine is perfect, and that's especially true when you have millions and millions of engines in operation, and that's certainly the case with the Pentastar 3.6-liter engine. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into some of the most common problems. Number one on the list, we have oil cooler leaks. The oil cooler lies below the oil filter housing and is one of the most common failure points on this engine. It can cause either engine oil or coolant leaks, and ultimately just has a lot of gaskets and a lot of potential areas for these leaks to develop. The oil cooler is a common problem roughly in the ballpark of 70,000 to 120,000 miles. When you run into the oil cooler failure, one popular option is upgrading to an all aluminum oil filter housing and oil cooler combination. This can help alleviate some issues. However, again, a lot of the times it just boils down to the gaskets and seals. Not a bulletproof solution, but it might be better than the OEM option and might help you get a little bit more life out of it. Now, when it comes to replacing the oil cooler, it is a little bit of a hassle and does involve a little bit of labor, considering the intake manifold does have to come off, and then the whole assembly with the oil filter housing and the oil cooler would have to come out. So a lot of the times if you end up at a repair shop for this, it can end up being a $700 to $1,000+ job. At the end of the day, this isn't the most severe issue, but rather just one of the more common issues affecting the 3.6 Pentastar. Moving on to our second most common problem, we have rocker arm failure and engine ticking. So these two go hand in hand, as when the rocker arms begin failing, that is actually what causes the engine tick. One thing to point out when it comes to the rocker arms is Chrysler did address this in 2014 with a service bulletin acknowledging these issues, and at the time the rocker arms were updated. However, issues can and still do occur, so that wasn't a bulletproof solution, and even since that update, there have been numerous revisions to the rocker arms, so clearly it's been an ongoing issue and something that hadn't ever been fully fleshed out. However, the modern engines do have much better rocker arms. This is going to be more common on those 2011 to 2014 models. Now, some symptoms to be on the lookout for if you're in the market for a 3.6 Pentastar. When it comes to the rocker arms, look for any ticking sounds, potentially any misfires from the engine, and a check engine light. A lot of the times the symptoms can be vague, so it really just comes down to those ticking sounds being kind of that first sign. When it comes to actually fixing this issue, if you do run into rocker arm failure, it can be very expensive just since this is such a labor-intensive job. And depending on the extent of the issues, a lot of the times when those rocker arms start failing, they can actually start eating into the camshaft and the cam lobes, which ultimately necessitates replacing the camshafts as well. Generally, if you go to a repair shop, you're likely going to end up with a bill of $1,500 to upwards of $3,000. So again, very expensive repair and one of the more serious issues on the 3.6 Pentastar. Moving on to our third and final common problem, we have overheating and then generically just cooling system issues. The cooling system is a known weak point, something that is more problematic than many other components within the engine or outside of the engine. None of the cooling system parts are necessarily problematic themselves. Again, I covered the oil cooler as the first issue throughout this video. That's a truly common problem and something that does affect a pretty large number of these engines. However, when it comes to other cooling system issues, things like the water pump, thermostat, radiator, coolant hoses, etc., these components are all less problematic, but still known to have issues. And when you start adding them all together, it really makes the cooling system one of the known weak points of this engine. So just something to be on the lookout for. And of course, if you do run into any cooling issues and the engine starts overheating, it is very important to pull over as soon as possible in a safe location as to not allow the engine to continue overheating, since that could cause further damage and issues. A lot of these issues do start popping up north of about 8 years old and 80 to 100,000 plus miles. Tons of vehicles and engines out there start having miscellaneous issues, especially with the cooling system once you make it to that kind of age and mileage. So not really anything to hold against the Pentastar, but definitely something to be aware of. So is this engine reliable? Yes, I would tend to agree that this is a reliable engine and give it slightly above average remarks for reliability. Of course, as with any engine, a lot of it boils down to maintenance and a little bit of luck of the draw. When it comes to maintenance, of course, use quality oils, stay on top of oil changes. I'd even recommend changing the oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles rather than listening to the system and doing it whenever the vehicle tells you to change the oil. And of course, when issues pop up, fix them in a timely manner and take good care of the engine, and the 3.6 Pentastar can be a very reliable engine. Now, of course, there are also tons of horror stories and worse experiences with the Pentastar engines. And that's naturally going to happen when you have so many of them on the road. Some of these engines simply aren't going to be built as well as another one. It could just depend on the production line, the date of assembly, etc. So there is some luck of the draw involved, but maintain it well. Hope you have a little bit of luck on your side, and chances are the 3.6 Pentastar can be a very reliable and great engine overall. Anyway, guys, that wraps up our video for today. If you appreciated the content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more in the future. Thanks, everyone.